4-thread overlock or a 4-thread construction seam is what we're going to help you understand next. We're working on the Singer Elite SE017, but honestly, if you have a serger, a 4-thread overlock is going to look the same pretty much on any brand and any model. So let's just take a look at what we're talking about. I am going to go ahead and keep serging here. We've got 2 needles in and 2 loopers. So 4 threads are in action. And I know people always ask me, do I always have to use 4 threads? Well, different amounts of threads give you different types of stitches. So a little different than a sewing machine where you might pick a decorative stitch or a blind hem stitch. On a serger, a different stitch means you have set it up differently. So sometimes we have the left needle in, sometimes we have only the right needle in. Right now we have both, and then we have both loopers. And this is pretty much a standard setting. So your tensions are probably at a very similar number, if not all identical. So let's talk about what a 4-thread overlock is used for, where I use it myself, and then what you might use differently if you were doing a different technique. So most of the time when you open up the serger, this is the one that it's like preset for, or kind of where you want to start. If you're putting any 2 pieces together, this is what you want for that actual construction seam. If this fabric was knit and it was stretchy fabric, you're going to use this particular stitch for that construction seam also. So you don't even have to do anything, you just pick up a different kind of fabric and stitch it. So you did notice that I actually stitched off the folded side so I can open this up, and that's because I kind of usually need to see, did I get the right settings? So this is a nice tight stitch. If this opens up and kind of smiles at you and you see little lines of thread, something is not completely threaded correctly. Usually it's the thread is not deep enough in the needle tension and it's opened up and you can pull it really far. Now if you can kind of see that, that is blue thread showing because blue is in my outside needle right now. So that's what we want. But a construction seam on knit will stretch, have the give that you want, but also on a woven fabric it will have the security that you need, all in one pass. So it's got 2 rows of stitches and the overlock stitch that goes across the edge, over the edge, and they link along the edge together. On this serger, I have blue and kind of a lime green in the 2 rows of needle stitches. So when you do go to take it out, you do need to take your seam ripper and actually go through both the rows of straight stitches to get it to come undone. This is not a stitch that you can just pull 1 thread and it all comes out. This one will actually, it's like taking out 2 seams. That's how secure it is and why we love it. We also will see that on the back side you barely see a little blue dot, and well, the green kind of blends in to the yellow thread back here, but that is part of what the construction seam is all about with the needles. Then the loopers come across the edge and across the edge, meet right at the edge, giving you that perfect, nice, professional look. This is the seam that you would use for anything that you're constructing together. I would not use this for traditionally a single edge. It's usually a little heavy, a little bulky. I would actually switch down to a 3-thread, either a narrow or a wide, depending on which type of fabric you're working on. A narrow one if you're working on lightweight fabrics, and a wider one if you're working on a heavier fabric like a fleece or something even flannel or heavier than that. But traditionally I will take a needle out if I'm just going around a single edge. So 2 fabrics or more that you're constructing together. If you are a quilter, by the way, and sewing a lot of flannels together, this is the perfect stitch for doing a quilt with, say, flannel squares. It will actually go together really smooth, and you won't have all the strings left over when you're done. It is quite heavenly to do. Anything knit, anything taffeta, satin, silks, this would be a great stitch to use on just about everything. Okay, we're going to go into some of those other stitches next. So the link at the very end of this video you're going to find is a playlist, and you can start back at the beginning, mastering your serger step by step with these free video tutorials. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the like on every video you watch. That's like being able to say thank you for these videos. Happy serging, everyone!